So, dear colleagues, good morning. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. So, I'm Maria Semenova, and that's a great pleasure for me to give the start to the 6th edition of this annual International Banking Workshop held here at the National Research University Higher School of Economics. This workshop is basically organized by the Center for Institutional Studies. The center is based at HSE, of course, and this is one of the oldest and the most famous, so to say, research units, research centers at the HSE. And for many, many years, we have the banking research unit here. And we are proud to be one of really few points in Russia where traditional academic banking research is done. So it's not surprising that at a certain point of time, I guess 7 years ago, we decided that we need a special event where we can invite the highly distinguished professors in banking from abroad, from different countries, to give the keynote speeches, to give something like lectures, then to meet our colleagues from different countries, to discuss their results, to present our results, to share our ideas, maybe even to learn something from you. So that's how this workshop appeared 7 years ago, and now that's the 6th edition already. So first of all, I'm really grateful to the heads of the Center for Institutional Studies for the great financial and organizational support of this workshop. And I also thank the whole Department of Economics of HSE. They provided a special grant for this event. But we also have some external support, and that's great. And for, again, I guess maybe 4 or 5 years, we have the formal friend of the workshop, that's Bank of Finland Institute for Economies in Transition. So we are really happy to have people from there for each edition of the workshop. So thank you guys for coming. Today we have, first of all, the head of BOFE, Tika Korhonen, and the senior advisor, Zuzana Fungacheva. So you are always welcome. And another side we get support from is the International College for Economics and Finance. And here I thank Vladimir Sokolov from there. He is very stably in the workshops organizing and scientific committee. So thank you for that. And of course, I need to thank all my organizing team. They are not here, but they are always somewhere near around. So without them, of course, this workshop couldn't exist. So I guess for 3 or 4 years, we function under the same title, Banking in Emerging Markets, Challenges and Opportunities. So during this day, during this workshop, we are particularly interested in special things about banking in these groups of countries, the countries which are developing, which are emerging, which are under transition or just after the transition. So we look precisely how the banks work there and how they have to work there. What is specific about the clients, the bank clients we have there, what incentives, what specific incentives the regulators have, how they do struggle with the very specific and sometimes very complicated institutional environment, institutional framework there. On one hand, it seems that the topic of the workshop is a bit narrow, but for us, we are happy that it is so narrow, because we have here people who are very specialized, which makes the discussion really deep. So the idea of the workshop is to select several studies, really few studies, a few papers, because we are not a huge conference, we are a small workshop, mostly informal one, and we invite the authors from many countries and from Russia as well to discuss everything in much details. Good morning, Kun. And what's important for us is devoting quite a lot of time for any paper presented here, and that's why we also devote lots of minutes for discussion. So each paper will be followed by discussion, which is expected to be quite detailed. So for today we have 3 sessions with these kind of presentations. The first one will follow me immediately, and another 2 will come after the lunch. And before the lunch we have a very special event, very special keynote speech. We are lucky, this year we are really lucky to have Professor Steven and Gena from Zurich University here. So I'm really happy we have you here. Thank you very much for finding the space for our workshop in your very tight schedule. So please don't miss this keynote address. That it seems to be really wonderful. I guess that's it for the program. We have the full day today. It's quite busy. The schedule is also tight, but I hope it will be really interesting. Before we move on to the formal program, there is a technical note which I'd like to mention. As you may have noticed, we videotape all the presentations. The camera is over there. We have Taras who will help us with the camera. And we will of course post all the videos at our webpage, maybe in a week or something. So feel free to look, to show your colleagues, your students, and so on and so forth. We have a special technology there. This technology allows us to incorporate the slides you show immediately into the video stream. But the important thing for this technology to work is having the slides, right? Having the slides on that laptop. So don't be afraid if Taras comes to you in advance before your presentation and asks to provide your slides. You may put them here and Taras will copy them, or you may put simultaneously here and to that laptop. So think of that before your presentation. I guess that's it. Please enjoy the workshop. I hope you'll really enjoy it. And now I give the floor to the chair of the first formal session, Ika Korhonen. You're welcome.